Before anybody asks, I did not pay full price for this game. I got it on sale. I didn't even pay the current full price for it. I didn't pay the $25 that it originally cost, and I didn't pay the $10 that it dropped to after it totally was a finished game now, guys. Just forget that it's less than half the price that we originally asked for it. This game's pretty shitty, I admit. It's very clearly an incomplete game, but there's a reason why I'm playing it. Oh fuck! It's also this part of the game is really, I don't know why the map has to be so laggy. I've been wanting to get into Dwarf Fortress for years and years, and that was even before I got this game, which was a couple of years ago. And so, oh fuck, hold on, let me find a place to. That's good. That's always good. Right there. Really high, ridiculously low. Easy mode. You always do easy mode in this game because, well, to be honest, I don't think it really affects that much. I've been wanting to get into Dwarf Fortress for a very long time. But it's such a wall. It's such a wall you have to get through. So okay, good. It starts paused. It's been a long time since I've played this game too. So there's gonna be, I'm gonna have to remember everything. Slowly remember how everything works. But I had to find a way to learn the basic gameplay loop of Dwarf Fortress without having to deal with its terrible interface. And I still haven't gotten to Dwarf Fortress. That's a spoiler right there. It might still be a while before I get to Dwarf Fortress. I'm currently up to No Moria, and I'm thinking after my current No Moria kingdom dies, I might go back and try Dwarf Fortress again, because I think I've captured most of the gameplay loop with No Moria, but I had to start here. I tried No Moria several times before I got to here, which I got for $1. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I got this game for $1, and it's worth $1. If you see this game on sale for $1, you can get it then, because that's what it's worth. It's barely got any features, and that's with the 1.08 patch, that the unofficial community patch. They're going to release a 1.09, which probably won't have very many more features. It's mostly bug fixes. But it's more than the fucking Double Fine did. So the reason I started with Spacebase, and the reason I'm playing this now, is because I'm going through the path I've taken, in my life to eventually get to Dwarf Fortress, and unfortunately that had to start with basically an incomplete game that barely had any features in a void with only one kind of resource. Oh man, this game is running like shit. It's just a broken game. There's only one kind of resource, and it's barely there, so you can just set people up to mine it straight away. Hold on, let me cancel my build. I need to set these guys. And there's not a whole lot of customization or AI or construction or pretty much anything that makes Dwarf Fortress. This is just the bare essentials. It's better than it was the prototype. The prototype that was made in 2 weeks, which is why I was interested in this game in the first place, along with it being clearly a stepping stone on the way to Dwarf Fortress. And also, I like the space theme better. Dwarf Fortress is a medieval fantasy, obviously. And medieval fantasy just doesn't grip me the way sci-fi fantasy and all that does. Even contemporary fantasy. Okay, you be technician. I need a miner. I need you to be miner. You be miner. You be builder. You be fucking... Do we need a scientist? You be a doctor. No, go ahead and be a fucking scientist. I'll change this later. So the best thing I can say about this game is it's good for the basic premise of what the Dwarf Fortress, which has now become a genre, the basic what you want to do. mine resources, build buildings, keep your people happy. Only it's much easier to keep your people happy. There's not much they can do unless you run into space worms, which we'll probably fucking see at some point. I'm sorry, it's been a really long time since I've played this one. I need an airlock. If anybody suggests RimWorld, I'll tell you it's on my wish list. It's on my Steam wish list, but I don't have $30. It's a lot of money, $30. And I probably won't have $30 for a long time, and I've never seen that game on sale. $30 to spend on me. Obviously, I have $30, but it mostly goes toward food and other bills. I don't often have $30 to spend on a video game. So I've got RimWorld on my wish list, and hopefully one day I will have RimWorld in my library. But for now, I'll have to satisfy myself with No More. I've got Towns too, but Towns seems to be the most abandoned of any of these abandoned games. Like, No Moria was sort of abandoned, but it seems to have a lot going on. And it also has Steam Workshop support, so it has proper modding. I don't think that's big enough. Let me see. Airlock. Door. Is that big enough? It doesn't say. I need one more thing. I need a reactor? Was it a reactor? I think it's a reactor. Can I put a reactor here? No, it wasn't a reactor. Which one was it? Refinery. That's the one. I need a refinery. But I can't build it until the floor is built. So I might as well fucking finally start the game. Oh, jeez. So this game starts with 3 people. So I don't remember how many people you get in Dwarf Fortress. No Moria you get 9? No Moria you get 9. Which I won't be getting to directly after this. So this series is Alec's path to trying to develop a Dwarf Fortress addiction eventually one day maybe. Which I'm hoping to get to eventually. The path I've taken so far is this game, and then years later I got Rise to Ruins. I played a little bit of Rise to Ruins, barely any, but I'll probably play more Rise to Ruins when I get to it next after this than I actually have played in real life. But and then after that I did No Moria. No Moria seems to be the most complete out of any of these games. Rise to Ruins is still in early access, so it's not abandoned. Like some people say No Moria is, but other people don't. Towns definitely was. This game most certainly was abandoned before it was even close to being finished. And Dwarf Fortress obviously isn't finished, but it has the most depth in any of these. Power. I need a base. No, I've got a base seed. That's connected. It will be connected eventually. The one thing this game does good, and Rise to Ruins does this also, but it's not as blatant. It's not as easy to. It's more in the way. Is it tells you what you need. It tells you things you need. Let me speed up this build process. It's pretty basic, the things you need, but at least it's something. Also, the thing I liked most was... You've got their little Twitter. You've got the little Facebook thing. Which you ignore after the first couple minutes you play the game because it's fluff. But it's nice. I think Dwarf Fortress has similar. I don't know if it has like character thoughts, but Dwarf Fortress has a retarded amount of detail. It's just a shame that the guy doesn't know. The guy is not a game designer, game developer, or probably really a programmer, or at least he's not a UI programmer. He has no interest in having somebody develop the UI for him. I'm talking about Dwarf Fortress. That's been obvious. And that's the biggest hurdle for most people who have an interest in the genre. Because it is the genre makes sense from a genre, my little guys, they build their base, and sometimes they die, and that's sad. And space is nice. The game's running a little bit better now. I think I've said all I need to say about why I'm doing this video. But just so we're clear, I'm doing this video on as a stepping stone. These videos, it's probably going to be a couple videos. Everybody's happy about what they're doing, kinda. Except for the miner, everybody's pretty decent at what they're doing. That's good. Oh shit, yeah. Fuck. Okay, so if you don't... It's the first time I've seen that. If you don't click on a ship... The ship that was hailing me, that would be more people. I think. Apparently if you don't click on it, then it just goes away. And they just leave. Hopefully that won't come back to fuck me. Credits are useless. I don't remember. I'm playing with the 1.08.1 patch I think I mentioned. But I'm pretty sure credits were a part of the original game that totally was finished and not just abandoned. But they never did anything with it. And so the credits don't matter. There's only matter. There's matter and human resources. God damn it. 52. Oh geez. Okay, well everybody's gonna die. I'm gonna have to start this. I'm gonna start a new base.